Fantastic Four, issue number 5. It feels like we just had issue number 4 a couple weeks ago, and already we're jumping back into the world of Fantastic Four. But, I'm not going to complain about that. It's always fun to dive back into this universe. Very interesting issue. I don't know if it was great, but I'm like, wow, this is almost exactly what I want the Fantastic Four to be. And I wonder how somebody stepping into this comic book for the first time, not really having knowledge of the Fantastic Four, is going to feel about this issue, because it's very specific and a very small problem in a big scale. So that's kind of fun to see. The end of issue 4, our team reunited. They're headed to Aunt Petunia's place just to take a little R&R, but they're caught in some traffic right now. Ben and Alicia are in a truck, driving down the road. I love that every time we see the panel of the truck, it's kind of tilted. And we see that Johnny, Reed, and Sue are in the Fantastic Car, but they're sick of the traffic, so Sue flies up to see what's going on, and looks like they're being attacked? ? By Nicholas Scratch in the Salem 7. His kids. This famous character? You remember him? Famous character? It's fun. It's cool. Not a famous character, but you get it. Reed is complaining the whole time that he hates dealing with magic stuff, which makes a lot of sense. So they go to work and they start having a fight. One of them's a water guy, so he fights Johnny, but Johnny's confident. And it's just kind of like a lackluster fight. They don't really know what's going on, and then suddenly he uses some weird spell and sends them in a spiral where reality breaks for a second, and when they come back down, everything's kind of normal, and then the Salem 7 just leave. And you're like, what just happened? But what's worse than having a fight with Nicholas Scratch is that traffic is pissed off at the Fantastic Four once again. They think they can just show back up in the world and everything's going to be okay. Well, in the fight, Johnny lost his clothes again, so he is half naked, still with his mustache, and they're going to go stop to get something to eat. Everyone's kind of like, what was the point of that? That didn't really do anything, right? Maybe it did. Who's to say? So, they're going to have a bite to eat and figure out maybe something went wrong. Parked outside of a nice little area, start having a picnic outside, everyone's just doing okay. Nice family stuff, good dynamic, I like it. I like the way this interpretation of Ben is going. He's a little more broad-chested, and his shoulders and arms are a little bit more bigger. I think that's a really interesting look, as opposed to the big old belly kind of thing. It's very interesting to see. But suddenly his stomach starts to growl, what's going on? And then suddenly all the Fantastic Four have bathroom problems, and all of them rush to the all-gender restroom. Everyone's having some digestive distress. Not where I thought this book was going, but they're all okay. But Ben's kind of complaining that the whole time Reed was talking to him through the stall, and he's kind of like, why are you doing that, dude? What happened to us? How come we all ate the same food, but only the 4 of us got affected? It has to do with Nicholas Scratch, right? It has to be something that he did to us that made us have to go to the bathroom like that. So Reed, in his infinite wisdom, theorizes, well, maybe, but he didn't actually touch us, so it wasn't a poison that entered our system or something like that. It is magic, and I freaking hate magic, so let me try to explain this on a scientific level. I think, somehow, that Nicholas Scratch used his power to access an alternate dimension, and he went to the 4th dimension, and he influenced our molecules on another dimensional level. I like that Reed has explained this by turning his fingers into a cube to represent the other dimensions. What that means is, guess what, folks? The Fantastic Four had their molecular structure altered in another dimension, so everything was kind of reversed in a disgusting way. And when everything is reversed at a molecular level, it mirrors your entire body and your physiology. So things aren't going to work properly for them. You can't digest food properly. Nothing feels right inside of you. Very, very Fantastic Four problem. I like that. Kind of cool, kind of fun. We just had a random fight with a guy. He went to the 4th dimension and altered our entire biology into a clone of itself. Very interesting and weird. But Reed's like, I think I know how we can fix this. We have to go to the dark dimension to fix it. It's like, okay, I guess we can do that. How are we going to get to the dark dimension? We're going to hotwire the Fantastic Car to do something. We just have to put the right formula inside of it and boom, open up a portal, and we go inside and everyone's kind of happy. Very cool. Sweet moment with Ben and Alicia before he goes in. And then just some more fighting in the dark dimension to solve the problems here. Again, this is a very Fantastic Four fight, a very Fantastic Four story. You just love to see it. You love to see these characters just acting like they need to, acting like they should. It's incredibly fun. You love it. You know, Ben falls in a lake, Susie pulls him out, they keep on fighting. I do kind of like that they're not in their costumes for this. Of course, like, they don't need it. Ben's just wearing a big Hawaiian shirt. Sue's look is really interesting. I do like the way that they have her hair pinned up in there. And Reed's looking a little more stoic than normal. It's kind of cool. I am digging it. Like, maybe they're saving it to, like, have a new costume reveal where they're going to get, like, a brand new set of costumes or something. But either way, I like it. So how are we going to fix this problem? What are we going to do? Reed's going to do something he's never done before, turn his body into a fourth-dimensional being on a molecular level, and he's going to revert everybody. And it's a really cool image, and that's something I've really liked about this book, and something North has done in particular a lot with the Fantastic Four. He's explored Reed in a new way than you normally see, using his powers for quiet moments, but also now it's like, what if he turned his body into a new dimension? I'm like, okay, I can't complain about that. It's kind of crazy and cool. So he freaks out and flips everybody around on a weird molecular level, and it works, and they just kind of like quickly escape from the dark dimension, having saved themselves from this weird situation. Alicia closes the portal, a hand crashes out, very akin to Infinity War, and they just land like, we should be okay, but just to be sure, Johnny, I'm gonna need you to, like, dry off Ben, because, like, it could get stuck onto his, like, dark dimension, bacteria, like, climbing on him. We need to, like, burn it off, and it could be good. It might be mirrored, so just burn it off of him, please. It's not gonna be good. We have to get it out of there. So now, they can shit properly, they can eat the foods they want, and everybody is a little bit better for it. You kind of love it. You love to see it. That's twice in this book now where people burn off their clothes, like Johnny burned it off in the beginning, and now Ben has his burned off, and luckily he's got a new pair of pants he could just put on in the back. So, day is saved. Everyone is a little bit happier now. They're not going to, have any problems taking a shit. That's kind of cool. Very fun. So they're just going to head on their merry way down to Sweet Aunt Petunia's for a little longer. It's a couple days drive, I think Ben just said, right? A couple more days of driving, a nice straight line. Nice. That's weird, but okay, cool. We also see from the rest stop where they left, there's some weird goo, probably from the dark dimension that's still kind of piling up down below, and a bird falls into it, and it gets the goo on itself. Now, is that the residue that came off of Ben when they burned him, or like residue from the portal that they opened? Either way, very weird. What a specific issue that feels just like, well, we have time to kill. We're not really like going anywhere fast with this story. It's kind of like a road trip adventure. So this chapter, we stop at a rest stop, we have to shit, and turns out a weird magician flipped our entire DNA. Kind of interesting. This is not the area I was expecting the Fantastic Four to go, but I can't complain about it. It's like specific to the characters. It's very fun and lighthearted. Reed goes off on a huge tangent about crazy shit. A lot of words in the dialogue bubbles, and I get that's going to be offsetting to some people, but it works. I think it's kind of fun. Looks great. Is it a different artist on this book? I think it is, because there's something very specific about the way Ben is drawn that is very cool to see. Different issue. I kind of dig it. This book has been very hit or miss for me lately, and this issue is a surprisingly okay one. Does some very creative stuff, and I'm curious to see what's happening next in this book, because I genuinely don't know where it's going to go. So Fantastic Four issue number 5, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Hive. I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.